Previous classes we had done the types of bondings which we had done. The first one, that was a covalent bond, then an ionic bond, then we did a coordinate covalent bond. So today we are going to do hydrogen bonding. Basically ये जो hydrogen bonding होती है, this is purely electrostatic forces of attraction. Electrostatic forces of attraction between hydrogen of one atom या one molecule, you can say hydrogen of one molecule, and the electronegative element of the other molecule, and the electronegative element of the other molecule. So this is what a hydrogen bond is, right? So this is not, we cannot say that hydrogen bond is a kind of covalent bond, or we cannot say that it is a purely electrostatic bond, yeah, electrovalent bond in which transfer of electrons or anything is taking place. It's just that the electronegative element, it has a negative charge, and because hydrogen has a positive charge, so one hydrogen of one molecule that shows an electrostatic attraction towards the electronegative element of the next molecule, and such a bond, that is known as a hydrogen bond. This bond, it was put forward in 1920 by two scientists, Latimer and Roddibush. Latimer and Roddibush, these were the two scientists who proposed this bond. And why did they propose this bond? They proposed this bond in order to explain the association of molecules which resulted in higher solubilities which resulted in higher solubilities, also in higher boiling points of certain compounds. Okay? So there were certain compounds, like when we are talking of water or we are talking of ammonia, these they have higher boiling points than rest of the members of the group. So in order to explain this fact, Latimer and Roddibush, they gave us the concept of hydrogen bonding. Okay? So in hydrogen bond, what is happening, as I just told you, that whenever a bond is formed, let's take the example of HF over here, right? We know that fluorine is highly electronegative, so it is going to attract the shared pair of electron towards itself. When it is attracting the shared pair of electrons, it will get a slight negative charge, and hydrogen, that is going to get slight positive charge. Okay? As a result, what is happening over here is that this fluorine, it forms a bond with the hydrogen of the next atom. So this bond which is formed over here, which is shown by dotted lines, generally जो hydrogen bond होता है, that is shown by 3 dots. Okay? So but we are just conceptually drawing it in this manner. तो अगर इस तरह से हम show कर रहे हैं, और similarly फिर this fluorine will also form a bond with next hydrogen, and this concept or this chain that keeps on building up, giving us a big associated molecule. So the bonds which are formed in this manner, they are known as hydrogen bonds. ठीक है? अब जब हम लोग हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स की बात कर रहे हैं, तो फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन जो इसमें प्रेजेंट रहता है, as I have just told you, that it is just purely electrostatic force of attraction, और इसको बॉन्ड को हम लोग क्या बुला रहे हैं? It is known as a hydrogen bond. This bond, as I just told you, it is represented by 3 dotted lines. There are 2 types of hydrogen bonds which are present. The first one is intermolecular hydrogen bond. Intermolecular hydrogen bond, it is formed between two different, inter means between two different, okay? So it is formed between two different molecules. As the example which we have taken over here, that is the bond formed between two different molecules. So that is what an intermolecular hydrogen bond is. An example, there are many examples which we can take. An example which we have taken is HF. Okay? Another example which we can take over here is that of H2O. Water also has an intermolecular hydrogen bonding which can be shown in this manner. Now oxygen over here is highly electronegative, so it forms the hydrogen bond with the hydrogen of the next atom. ठीक है? उसी तरह से this oxygen can form another bond. इसको हाइड्रोजन को ऊपर की तरफ को शो कर देते हैं. So this can form another bond with hydrogen of the next atom. So this is how hydrogen bond in water that can be shown. ठीक है? Then hydrogen bond is also present in ammonia. Ammonia में we have nitrogen, hydrogen and hydrogen. ठीक है? Now this hydrogen forms a bond with nitrogen which is more electronegative with respect to hydrogen. So we have this. So this is how the molecule it can be associated. ठीक है? So this is how the molecule it can be associated. So what are we seeing over here? Basically that all the molecules they are growing in size or they are existing as bigger molecules than the individual molecule. Okay, so such a bigger molecule which is formed due to hydrogen bonding, it forms associated molecules, right? So these associated molecules, there are many kind of consequences which we can see, which we will study later. We will go on to the second type of bond now, which is known as intramolecular hydrogen bonding. The second type of bond which we are going to study, that is intramolecular hydrogen bonding. अब intramolecular hydrogen bonding, intra means in the same molecule. ठीक है? So intramolecular hydrogen bonding, the bond is formed in the same molecule if the same molecule has one electronegative and hydrogen present in different positions. ठीक है? जैसे for example which we can take over here is orthonitrophenol. Orthonitrophenol means that the structure of orthonitrophenol is we have OH over here and we have N. Sorry. Right? Now over here the bond can be easily formed between this hydrogen and oxygen. So the bond is formed in the same molecule. And also it can be formed in orthochlorophenol. Orthochlorophenol is, this is orthochlorophenol. Chlorine is electronegative, so the bond can be formed between chlorine and hydrogen. Basically the intramolecular hydrogen bonding, it does not have many effects on the physical characteristics of the molecules, but when we are talking of intermolecular hydrogen bonding, it has a lot of effects on the physical properties of the molecules. It might change its state, it might increase the boiling points, it might increase the solubility, okay, and it may also increase the viscosity. So these are a few consequences. Let's go on to the nature and importance of hydrogen bond. Nature and importance of hydrogen bond. When we are talking of the nature of hydrogen bond, the first point which comes to our mind is that hydrogen bond is merely an electrostatic force of attraction rather than a chemical bond. ठीक है? So it's just a force of attraction and not a chemical bond. Then number two, hydrogen bond never involves two atoms. It will always involve two molecules. ठीक है? So a hydrogen bond never involves two atoms. It will always involve two or more molecules. Bond energy of hydrogen bond, this is very very important. Bond energy of hydrogen bond is only 1/10 of a covalent bond. So it is quite weak as compared to the covalent bond. ठीक है? 1/10 of a covalent bond. Then number 4, we say that with increase in electronegativity and decrease in size of the atom, with increase in electronegativity and decrease in size of atom, the strength of the hydrogen bond increases. ठीक है? सो जैसे जैसे साइज छोटा होता रहता है और इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी बढ़ती चली जाती है, वैसे वैसे the strength of the hydrogen bond that will keep on increasing. Now again there is one very very important thing, that all the molecules which are getting associated with respect to the hydrogen bond, they all lie in the straight line. ठीक है? जैसे all the three, this thing you can say when we talking of H, F and H over here. So this is involving three atoms. All these three atoms, they should lie in a straight line. This is again very important. There is no angle which is formed between them, right? So they are all present in a straight line. Then what is going to be the consequence of hydrogen bond? What properties can be explained on the basis of hydrogen bond? The first property is that when we are looking at group 15, 16 and 17, hydrides specifically, let's discuss about hydrides of group 15. Group 15 is the nitrogen family, ठीक है? So nitrogen family के जो hydrides बनेंगे, that is going to be NH3, then PH3, ASH3, SBH3 and BiH3, ठीक है? These are the hydrides of group 15. Now over here the boiling points should increase as we keep going down the group because of increase in size. But there is an anomalous behavior which is seen over here. NH3 has a higher boiling point than phosphine. The reason behind this is hydrogen bonding. In case of NH3, there is hydrogen bonding which is taking place. As a result, the molecule is existing as an associated molecule. ठीक है? Similarly, when we are going to the oxides of groups, the hydrides of group 16. So group 16 के hydrides में हमारे पास हो गया water, फिर उसके बाद आ जाएगा H2S, then after that H2SE, and then after that H2TE. ठीक है? Over here also water has a higher boiling point than H2S. Again the reason being hydrogen bonding. ठीक है? And then we go to group 17. The hydrides are HF, ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद HCl, उसके बाद HBr and then HI, ठीक है? Over here again because of hydrogen bonding, HF has a higher boiling point with respect to others. ठीक है? Clear हो गया? Then after that the hydrogen bonding also hits the you can say the physical state of the compounds. It affects the physical states. जैसे if you are talking of water and H2S, right? So we say that water, it exists as a liquid, whereas H2S exists as a gas. The reason given behind over here is due to extensive hydrogen bonding in water, it exists as an associated molecule. The forces of attraction are greater than in H2S. Therefore, it is going to exist as a liquid. Okay? So these are a few distinct properties which are hindered over here. Then of course a very very important property of water, that is the structure of ice. In case of ice, we say that each oxygen is attached to 4 hydrogen atoms. Okay? 2 by the normal covalent bonds and 2 by the hydrogen bonds. As a result of which, the structure of ice, it is a cage-like structure which has air spaces inside or hollow spaces inside the structure, which makes ice light and hence ice that floats on water. Okay? So this is another consequence of hydrogen bonding. Clear हो गया? Okay. फिर उसके बाद when we talking of solubilities of any compounds, so we say that only those compounds are soluble in water which form hydrogen bonds with water. So all those which have a capability to form hydrogen bonds with water, they are soluble in water. Okay? So that is the reason why when we are talking of alkanes or alkenes, we are talking of ether, all these, they do not form hydrogen bonds with water, therefore they are insoluble in water and they are more soluble in organic solvents. On the other hand, there are certain, like when we are talking of ethyl alcohol, although ethyl alcohol is an organic compound, but still it is soluble in water because it has a tendency to form hydrogen bonds with water. Okay? So this is what your hydrogen bonding was. Then we came to, till now we have studied covalent bonding with respect to Lewis structures. Okay? आप लोगों ने octet rule पढ़ा था, in which it was said, according to octet rule, that any bond is forming or any molecule atom is forming a bond because it wants to complete 8 electrons in the outermost shell, and which was authenticated and also given support by Lewis octet rule. Okay? But after that, it was seen that there are many, compounds which do not complete octet, which were known as deficient octets like BF3, or there were excess octets like SF6. Now BF3 has only 6 electrons in the outermost shell, SF6 has 12 electrons in the outermost shell, still they are stable molecules. So what was the reason behind this? That is what we are going to study in our next section. Okay? So next जो हमारा section है, that is modern concept of covalent bonding. Next है हमारा modern concept Okay, so when we were talking of the Lewis rule, there were many limitations of the Lewis concept. Let's understand what are these limitations of the Lewis concept. Number one, Lewis octet concept does not explain the following. The first one, it does not explain to us the cause of chemical bonding. ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद number 2, it did not explain the nature of forces between the atoms. What forces of attraction occurs between the atoms? That is also not explained by Lewis. Then number 3, it did not explain that when molecules were formed, why different molecules released different amount of energies. ठीक है? Why when molecules are formed, different molecules, they were giving us different amount of energies. Then it did not explain to us the shape and geometry of molecules. ठीक है? It did not explain to us shape and geometry of the molecules, and then it did not explain to us the, you can say, success of diffusion and access octates. मतलब इसका क्या हुआ कि why does the molecule of DF3 exist although it has only 6 electrons in the outermost shell, so this is known as a deficient octate. ठीक है? Any octate or any molecule which has less than 8 electrons in the outermost shell, that is a deficient octate. And also the Lewis concept failed to explain the formation of SF6, which has 12 electrons in the outermost shell, and this is known as an access octate. Now, in order to overcome the limitations of Bohr concept, there were two more theories which were given. The first one, which was known as valence bond theory, and the second one, which was known as molecular orbital theory, which is also more famously known as MOT. Okay, so today we are going to study a few concepts of valence bond theory. Let's go on to the valence bond theory first. The valence bond theory, VBT, which we call it, valence bond theory, it was proposed by Hitler and London in the year 1927. ठीक है? Then later on this theory was further expanded or extended by Pauling and Slater in the year 1931. ठीक है? So what were the postulates of this theory? Let's understand. The first point of this theory was that a covalent bond is formed by overlapping of atomic orbitals. ठीक है? So overlapping of atomic orbitals, that is going to take place. Now the atomic orbitals which are overlapping in this, they are only the valence atomic orbitals. The inner orbitals do not participate in overlapping. ठीक है? Then the second one was that only half-filled atomic orbitals would participate in overlapping, not the fully filled. Only half-filled orbitals participated in overlapping. The fully filled cannot participate in overlapping. ठीक है? Now, also we say that only those half-filled having proper orientation. We know that an orbital is a three-dimensional structure, 3D structure. So all the orbitals, their coordinates should be such that which facilitates or helps them to overlap. So the atomic orbitals which are overlapping, they should have proper orientation. ठीक है? समझ आ गया? उसके बाद नेक्स्ट जो इसका था कि now what happens is कि when the overlapping is going to take place, as a result of overlapping there is maximum electron density in an area between the two atoms. ठीक है? So the electron density, because the electrons they are going to come closer over here, so the electron density, there's certain area in between the two atoms where the electron density that is going to increase. ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद greater the overlapping, greater the strength of the bond. Greater is going to be the strength of the bond. Okay? Now, it does not always happen that only unpaired electrons they are participating. If there are paired electrons present, they need to be first unpaired, and then those orbitals they can participate. Let's explain that with the help of an example. So, what are we saying over here? We are saying that sometimes it so happens that the atomic orbital it is paired, right? Now that atomic orbital which is paired, it can participate in bonding only if it is unpaired. So we say that the electron from the paired orbital that is excited to a slightly higher energy level, okay, such that वो unpaired हो जाता है. जैसे let's take the example in case of carbon. When we looking at the electronic configuration of carbon in the outermost shell is 2s2 2p2. ठीक है, but we very well know that carbon that is tetravalent in nature. It has 4 valencies or it can form 4 bonds simultaneously. So how is this happening? When we are drawing the orbital picture, we have 2 electrons over here. ठीक है, so in the excited state, one of the electrons from here, it can be shifted to the empty orbital. Now 2s and 2p they have very slight difference in energies because they are the same main shell. Okay? So finally the picture which we are going to get over here is that we have 4 atomic orbitals which have unpaired electrons. So all these 4 they can participate in bonding, as a result of which carbon can form 4 bonds together. Okay? Let's take the example of boron also. What's happening in boron? The electronic configuration of boron that is going to be 2s2 2p1. Okay? But boron forms BF3. So it can form 3 bonds, which means it should be trivalent in nature. Okay? How does it become trivalent in nature now? In the excited state when we are going, the electronic configuration would be that one of the s electrons it gets excited to the higher energy shell, that is 2p. So you can see that there are 3 electrons now over here which are unpaired, and these 3 electrons can easily participate in bonding. Is it clear? Okay. Then let's go on to the next topic. Whenever there is next point, whenever there is overlapping of orbitals taking place, it results in the formation of 2 types of bonds. The first one, which is known as a sigma bond, and the second one, which is known as a pi bond. We generally get one question from this section. So let's first understand what sigma and pi bond is. Then I will tell you the type of question which we get from this section. Okay? Alright. So when we are talking of the first kind of bond, sigma bond can be represented by this. Can be represented by sigma. Okay? So, sigma bond is formed by end-to-end overlap. Okay? This overlap is also known as head-to-head overlap. It is also known as head-to-head overlap. Now, in such a bond, maximum overlap is possible. Maximum overlap is possible, as a result of which we say that this bond is strong, because greater the overlap according to VBT, more the overlap, more stronger is the bond. So as this can show maximum overlap, therefore this bond that is going to be stronger. Okay? फिर bond orbital which is symmetrical above the line, only those can participate in overlap which are which are symmetrical. ठीक है? Only those they are going to overlap. So let's take the example of a few overlaps over here. We talking of the first overlap, that is SS overlap as in the case of hydrogen. ठीक है? So we have one s orbital over here with the nucleus in the center, plus there is another one over here. They both are going to overlap such that the nucleus they come in certain area which is common to both. ठीक है? And finally the molecular orbital which is formed, which is binucleated, in this case having two nucleus. ठीक है? So this is how S and S overlap can take place. Now this type of overlap, as I just told you, is found in hydrogen. The second kind of overlap which we have, that is sp. Whenever sp overlap is taking place, remember that the p over here is mostly pz. ठीक है? px and py, they do not coordinate with s to form a bond. So if we have sp overlap, this is S and this is P. ठीक है? So overlap जो इसका होगा, it is going to be something like this, such that the orbital which we finally get, it is going to be this. ठीक है? So this is sp overlap as in the case of it exists in HF, it exists in NH3, and it also exists in water. The third type of overlap which we have is pp overlap. In this case also, please remember that the orbital which is present, that is pz. ठीक है? So pz, because they have the same orientation, so the overlap it can take place in this manner. ठीक है? और फिर हमारे पास this is known as pp overlap. This is head-on overlap. An example which we can give over here is that of fluorine. Right? In fluorine, this kind of an overlap takes place. Now, when we're talking of the strength of overlap, it is seen that the extent of overlap in pp, that is going to be maximum. So this is going to be the strongest, फिर उसके बाद sp और उसके बाद ss. ठीक है? So अगर trend आता है strength का, this is going to be the trend. The next kind of bond which we are going to talk of is the pi bond. ss. ठीक है? The next kind of bond which we have, that is the pi bond. Now, pi bond is formed by side-wise overlap. Pi bond, it is formed by side-wise overlap, right? Now, side-wise overlap is this kind of an overlap. When we talking of head-to-head overlap, this is this kind of an overlap. Okay? So this is side-wise and this is head-to-head. So when side-wise overlapping is taking place, the extent of overlap over here, that is going to be small. So we say that extent of overlap is small. ठीक है? Because the extent of overlap is small, this bond is a weaker bond than pi bond. ठीक है? Sorry, than sigma bond. So this is going to be a weaker bond than the sigma bond. Now, for example, if we are looking at, in this case, remember that sp overlap is not possible. S is non-directional, तो s और sp जो है वो always sigma bond बनाएंगे. S और p भी हमेशा sigma bond बनाएंगे. So जो pi bond बनाता है, that is only p and p, and that too only px and py. they undergo side-wise overlap. So if we're talking of px, the overlap of px and px can be shown in this manner. Okay? So they have two orbitals, one on the upper and the other one on the lower end of the plane. Okay? So one on the upper and the other one on the lower. Then the second type of overlap which we can show over here is p pi between py and py. So this is the kind of overlap which is taking place in py. Okay. Now you need to remember that this kind of bonding you can show in case of oxygen and in case of nitrogen. ठीक है, अब याद आपको क्या रखने हैं पॉइंट्स. इफ देयर इज अ सिंगल बॉन्ड, राइट, इन सिंगल बॉन्ड ओनली सिग्मा बॉन्ड्स आर प्रेजेंट. ठीक है, अगर देयर इज अ सिंगल बॉन्ड प्रेजेंट इन द मॉलिक्यूल देन ओनली सिग्मा बॉन्ड्स आर गोइंग टू बी प्रेजेंट. इफ देयर इज अ double bond, then there is one sigma and one pi. ठीक है, in case of a double bond there is one sigma and one pi. And number 3, in case of a triple bond there is one sigma and two pi bonds which are present. So इसमें से क्वेश्चन आपको कई बार आ जाता है कि tell how many sigma and pi bonds are present in the following molecule, right? जैसे for example if they say we have taken a molecule say CH3 CH2 CNA. This is the molecule which is given to us and they say that what is the how many sigma and pi bonds are present in the molecule. So sigma bonds ये 3 हो गए, then कार्बन और कार्बन के बीच में 4 हो गए, फिर ये 2 5 हो गए, 4 और 2 6 हो गए, 7 हो गए, and then there is 1 8, right? So there are 8 sigma bonds and they are going to be 2 pi bonds. ठीक है, उसी तरह से अगर आपको बोले कि naphthalene में number of sigma and pi bonds, for that you need to know the structure. They will not give the structure to you. So you need to know the structure, that this is the structure of naphthalene and how many sigma and pi bonds are going to be present. So इसमें आपको पता है कि at every this thing there is one hydrogen which is going to be present. So these are all sigma bonds which are present. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8 sigma bonds are these. Then 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 and 19. Right? There are 19 sigma bonds and how many pi bonds? 5 pi bonds. This kind of a question surely comes every year. So you need to know how to form the structure and how to calculate the sigma and the pi bonds. ठीक है? Then we have another example which we can take over here is let's say we have they have given us calculate the number of sigma and pi bonds in benzaldehyde. So benzaldehyde means the structure of benzaldehyde is this. ठीक है? So how many sigma bonds? 1 2 3 3 are present over here. 4 5 6 7 8 and 9 sigma bonds. And how many pi bonds? 1 2 3 and 4. There are going to be 4 pi bonds. ठीक है? So this is how you want to do these questions. Then the type of bonding, whether it is single, double, sigma, pi, they also affect the bond energy of the system. So generally we are saying that if we are talking of bond energy of the system, ठीक है? So bond energy में हमारे पास क्या आएगा? Single bond की bond energy सबसे कम होती है. फिर उसके बाद डबल बॉन्ड, फिर उसके बाद ट्रिपल बॉन्ड. This is the reason why we say that nitrogen, it has a very high bond energy of 941 kilojoules per mole, and as a result of which nitrogen, that is as an inert gas, kind of an inert, to give inert atmosphere during any reaction. ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद सेकंड हमारे पास आ गया bond length. When we talking of bond length, the bond length decreases with multiplicity. So single bond की सबसे ज्यादा बॉन्ड लेंथ होती है, फिर उसके बाद डबल बॉन्ड एंड then we come to triple bond. The bond length of triple bond, that is going to be minimum. Then the last property which we are going to do over here is reactivity. When we are talking of reactivity over here, then we say that the single bond has the least reactivity. और उसके बाद डबल बॉन्ड, उसके बाद ट्रिपल बॉन्ड. ठीक है? Why this is happening? Because in single bond there are only sigma bond which is present, and the electrons of the sigma bond, they are localized. They do not move easily. Therefore, all those compounds having single bonds, they are least reactive. Whereas when we are talking of double and triple bonds, there are pi electrons which are present, and these pi electrons, they are delocalized. ठीक है? Which means that the pi electrons can move easily. Because of the movement of these pi electrons, they have a tendency to react better than the single bonds. ठीक है? So today we are going to do till here. In our next section, now we are going to understand the VSEPR theory and the molecular orbital theory, and of course a very very important topic, hybridization. These are the three topics left in this chapter. ठीक है?